live. Yeah, I think a lot of people now watch the replays, which
Yeah.
I tend to do that as well, to be honest.
So do I.
Hello, Alan. Hello, Mira. Hello, Keegan. Oh, there we go. We were just saying we didn't think we'd be very busy because there's a lot of lives going on, but there are people queuing at the door, you see, waiting to come in.
Yeah.
Lovely. Hello, everybody. It's lovely to see
Yeah.
you.
Hello.
So, for anybody that doesn't know me, I'll just introduce myself. So, I'm Sue Reid, and my publication is Confidence Matters. And I call it that because I think confidence does matter. I help people to be more confident, but also to trust themselves more, to have more self belief. And I think this will feed a lot into what me and Florence are going to talk about today, because I think when you have self belief, you can tackle just about anything. You know, you build up your mental resilience, and this is why I think confidence is just so important. But that's me anyway. So, Florence, this is Florence's third live. So she's getting a real pro now.
I
So
don't know
just
about that,
introduce yourself.
Sue.
Oh, no, you're doing fine. Introduce yourself then.
Sue, thank you very for that introduction. I am Florence Acosta. My publication is called Becoming You, and I write about well, being the truest version of yourself. Um, I write inspirations about intentional living, mindset, personal development. I like for people to know that they matter, that they're not alone, and you are enough, basically. And
Exactly.
yeah, I believe that it's important to know who you are because that will determine what your actions and your goals are, and that then helps determine your alignment and in your intentional living, basically.
Yes. Yeah. Intentional living is something that I've been like really trying to build my life around this year.
Mhm.
Because I think it's just really important. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to start off by going right back to the beginning, if you like, because
Sure.
you were executive healthcare
Mhm.
or healthcare executive. So
Yep.
quite a sounds like a high powered role,
It was. Yeah.
big career. And then something knocked you down. So what was that, Florence?
I had a stroke. Yeah, it was pretty big. I should be dead right now too. And but I survived it, thankfully, with the grace of God. And yeah, that really broke me into before my life into before and after. And I would have to say that before I was always a positive person, but after my stroke, I went into a deep depression for 2 years, and it wasn't until after that I was able to pull myself out. I finally accepted help. Um, I didn't really want to talk to anyone,
Mm.
but I decided it was time. Uh, my son, he moved to Miami, Florida, and I don't wanna say I gave him permission, but I gave him my blessing. So
Yes.
he moved down with there with my blessing, and it was with much happiness because I want him to spread his wings and fly, and I thought, "Well, why don't I do that for myself? Why don't I spread my wings and fly?"
That's amazing.
So
So yeah, so first of all, why do you think? I mean, obviously, you went through a big thing because I think you were paralyzed on one side of your body, and it's never really come back, has it?
n n well, uh, I am on the right side of my body, I have what's called, I don't have hemiplegia. I
Okay.
I can move the right side of my body, but it does not always do what I want it to do.
Mm,
So,
yeah, got a
it
bit of a
doesn't
mind
all
of its own.
yeah. It's called ataxia.
Okay, right. Okay.
Ataxia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so it's kind of a maybe a stupid question, but it's interesting. Why do you think you went into a depression? Was it because of you can't do your career anymore, or was it because of being uh, disabled?
Well, all of the above, I think.
Right.
I mean, I had the master stroke, like I told you, almost killed me. And then when I was in the hospital for 4 months, 4 months too, and I had to do
Uh,
massive rehabilitation to get
mm,
to where I am now. And
mm,
when I was released, my career and my title were gone. Those were someone else took over for
wow.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was taken all away. And I really think the universe was whispering in my ear, early on, like before my stroke, and I just wasn't listening. And she decided that I would have a stroke and have all those things taken away.
Mm,
Um, and she screamed, "Was that true?" I mean, I didn't have anything. I had my life and I had my family, but I worked so hard to build
yeah.
myself up,
Yeah.
and
And it's like
those
a
things.
complete change of identity, isn't it? I just wanted to say, Shah says you're one of his favorite writers, which is so sweet.
Oh, thank you, Shaw. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, it was very hard. It was very hard for me to adjust to that kind of life. It was like you said, my identity was taken away.
Mm,
And I have a friend who retired from anesthesia, and she says that that title that we work so hard and we build ourselves around, that did not define her. And when she said that, I didn't really understand. I did
mm.
not understand that until that was taken away for me.
Yeah, yeah, because it becomes like your whole life, doesn't it? Or at
Yep.
least half of your life. So you've got your family, but you this is like, I mean, you're at work most of the day.
Right.
Like you said, you worked hard to get where you were. You were in a really responsible position, and then suddenly, and it's not like you had any warning. It was just no, that's it. You're
Yep.
going to stop now. And I
Yep.
think this is it. We get these little signals that we are not doing the right thing. Like we're not looking after ourselves, we're not getting enough sleep, we're not taking care of ourselves in the right way. And your body will give you little messages and then you ignore them. And so sooner or later, whether that's the body or your universe or God or what, but something just hits you on the head and says, right, now you're going to stop. I
You're
got
right.
you.
Right. And I was not taking care of myself the way I should have. I mean, I would go to sleep at 11. I would get up around 4. Um,
Mm,
the center opened at 5:30. I would
mm,
have to be at work by 6. It was just that kind of life. I
mm.
and the surgeons, their happiness depended on the patients, but that depended on me making the right decisions, and everyone else that worked there, them making the right decisions and them being happy
Yeah,
with it.
yeah,
So they were my clients, the patients were my clients, and my staff, they were my clients too.
yeah,
They really, their happiness depended on me, and the clients or the patient's happiness depended on how well the staff did, right? And
hmm,
the surgeons too. So that was a lot of stress on me too. So yeah, I
yeah,
mean, I love what I did, but
yeah.
like you said, it
Yeah.
was a lot of responsibility.
When in my career, I mean, I never got to burnout, but I almost did,
Hmm.
and thank goodness I didn't have anything as severe as yours. But I remember somebody saying to me, "If you die tomorrow, they will replace you the following week." as
Oh,
easy as that. And I mean, this is the thing. We think everybody needs us. We've got to, our job is so important. We are so important.
mhm.
And you left and they replaced you and they carried on. Um,
Yeah.
that is a hard thing to take in, but it is so true because the company, the business has to carry on.
Yeah.
The patients still need to be looked after, the staff need to be looked
Mhm.
after. So somebody else has to take on that role. But, it was your role, your crown, and then somebody
Mhm.
else has taken it. And I can see why
Yeah.
that would make you depressed.
Yeah, and it was like you said, they'll replace you like that.
Mm,
Um, there's always someone waiting in the wings, and the person that took over, for me was, someone that worked there,
yeah.
and, yes, that was hard. That was very
Yeah.
hard. I remember going to a staff party when I got released from the hospital. It was a couple months after that, and I was introduced as the former director of that place,
Oh,
and I hadn't relinquished my crown, so to speak,
mm,
but they relinquished me.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's harsh. I mean, it's understandable, but it's still harsh when it
Mhm.
happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So then you went through depression and then you made a decision to come out of it. So it wasn't like a natural you came to the end of it. You actually decided, right, I'm gonna pick myself up now. Is that how it happened?
Yes, that's how it happened, but it took 2 years, Sue. I mean, I
Mm.
had to wallow, I had to sit in it, I had to marinate in it. Yeah, it was
Dark, dark
it
days.
was sad, it was
Yeah.
interesting, it was, I would say, mainly sad. I worked so hard to be what I
Mm,
was,
mm.
and I was so good at it, and when that wasn't me anymore, I didn't know who I was really,
Yeah.
besides a wife and a mother. I mean,
Yeah.
not that those are things are to be poo-pooed because they're not. They're very
No.
important. But
But
like I
it's like
said, I
two sides of your life, isn't it? And one side,
right,
it's almost like the half of your body that was taken away, well, not taken away, but
right.
that role was taken away as well. So there's only kind of half of you left, if that makes sense.
Well, there's a half of me that likes to do the creative things, um, that I like to do.
Yes. Were you doing that before?
No, not as much. I was, but not as much because
Yeah.
I didn't have time to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what, when you have a career like that, that's high intensity,
You don't
you
tell me about it.
yeah,
You don't have time for anything.
you tend to put yourself into that role. Like all of your energy goes into that basket and
Yeah.
there's no time left um for the creativity, right? That bowl doesn't get filled.
No.
Or it
Yeah.
only gets filled on the weekends when you do
Yeah.
have time.
Yeah. 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 And even then, you're doing like your housework and you're cooking for the week, and
Right, right.
you just don't get the time. But when you started writing, and you were starting, um, because this is what I found when I came not just to Substack, but when I went to Medium first, then came to
Mhm.
Substack, and I thought, I was good at my career. I was a high flyer. I worked in retail banking, and so I'm going to be good at this as well. And I wasn't. I wasn't on Medium when I started out on Medium. Like nobody was reading my writing. No, it wasn't going anywhere. And I thought, oh, I thought I'd be good at this, and I'm not.
Mhm.
Because you don't realize that you've got to start again and learn
Right.
something new. It's harder, isn't it?
Yeah, it is hard. And when you start something new at first, you suck.
Exactly. I did. I
And
did.
then I mean, I sucked for a while, I think. We all have that period and I think we all have those periods of stagnation, but even in the stagnation, people don't see that there's growth.
No, no. And I like what you were writing about this week about the messy middle.
Yes.
because I think that is such an important period because this is where people start to give up, where they think,
Yeah.
no, this is not going anywhere. I need to
No.
stop.
No. And they don't that's when they shouldn't stop. They should keep
Yeah,
going because
yeah,
even on those the messiest phase, there is growth. They don't see and the people don't see and the person that's in it doesn't see that they're growing. Their roots are actually deepening.
yeah,
They're growing. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, things are changing every day. We're moving forwards. I love to think that we're always moving forward every day. As long as you can do something, you're going to move forward. And just don't stop, just keep moving.
Mhm.
So when we talk about intentional living then, what what does that mean to you? And why did you start thinking that way?
Well, intentional living to me means aligning with your goals and your actions and having a life from building a life from that. So intentional living is having is living a life that's aligned with your goals and actions basically.
Yeah.
And why did I start thinking like that? Well, for my stroke, that's easy. Yeah, I
Mhm.
started thinking like that because of my stroke. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Shah says he agrees that the moments of hardships are the most important for growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Thank
can
you, Shah. Yeah, that's a
get
very important to
through it.
say.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm,
Yeah. So I agree about intentional living, living with your values. If you
mhm.
can live in line with your values, life gets so much easier. I mean, so many people don't even know what their values are. I never used to. They
Well,
don't know what they do. Their soul knows what's important to them. Their heart knows, but in their mind, they don't know what's really important to them. What really matters.
and you know, an important just to go back to what you said, Sue, knowing who you are, I think, authentically deep down inside who you are and what your goals are, that helps. That
Mm,
helps the alignment and the intentional living.
yeah, definitely, definitely. And if you don't know what your values are, then a good way to work them out. I mean, like when you look online, they give you these lists and they say, like, choose 10 values, which doesn't really mean a lot. You're just probably going to pick out words that you know and that you think, oh, that sounds good. I want to be like
Mhm.
that. So it's much better just to think about it yourself. And one way to work it out is to think about what you, so I just saw Flora Acosta joined. Who's that?
Oh, she's my mom.
Oh, hello, Mum. Mrs.
Mhm.
Acosta. I just saw the name because for a minute
Mhm.
I thought, Florence Acosta, you're already here, but it's Flora,
No,
your mum. That's lovely.
my mom.
Yes. So what was I saying? Think about what annoys you. So for me, I get annoyed if people are late. It really niggles me. Um, and I think that comes from being disrespected when somebody is constantly. I mean, obviously, some people are late. Sometimes they
Mhm.
can't help it, but to always be late, then I think that's disrespectful for me. It's basically telling me that I'm not that important in their life,
Mhm.
which I might not be. But if you've made a commitment to meet somebody at a certain time, you should turn up at that time.
Yeah.
I'm always early. And so, yeah, so that I know that my being respected is important to me. Honesty is important to me. And by noticing things that were triggering me, that were making me annoyed, I worked out my values from there.
Yeah. You know, being triggered too is very, I think, important, uh, because that tells you where you need to work
Yeah.
on that, right?
Yeah.
So, for me, my triggers were like yours, the whole respect thing. Um, yours is not. having someone show up on time. Mine is having someone talk back to me and
Right.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. And so when you, I mean, I think the thing is, all so busy these days and life moves
Mhm.
so fast. That's a great step to define values. Thank you. Yeah. We're all moving so fast and there's always so much to do. Not so much for me these days because I'm now retired, but
Mhm.
we live on autopilot. We do things because we just do them. Like,
Mhm.
we'll go to a restaurant because we've been there before and it's really good and we like the service, so we'll keep going to the same one. Quite often we order the same meal.
Yeah.
We'll always have this particular drink at this particular time of day. And some of that is really good because your brain likes simplicity. It likes to know exactly what's going on. And I actually like to have a structured day so I know what's coming next.
Mhm.
But we must be careful not to make life so automated that we we wake up and we think every day's the same. I wake up, I go to work, I come home, I say hello to my family, then I go to bed. And then the next day it starts all over again and it never changes. We can make little changes, like we can drive a different way to work. We can um, have something different for lunch. Just like little
Mhm.
simple things that can make your life a little bit better. Like, don't sit at your desk eating your lunch. Go out in the sunshine.
Mhm.
Go for a walk. Walk a different way. Just doing different things and new things. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I was going to say that when you don't do the little things, it's important that you do because that gets you out of your comfort zone. But that's
Yeah.
exactly what I wanted to say. When you don't do those little things, you get comfortable, right? You get comfortable living in that little circle of yours. And then things don't grow, you don't grow. Things
No.
don't grow and you don't grow because you don't step out of your comfort zone to do those little things that can change your life, like
Mm,
sitting in the sun and those things don't really change your life, immensely, but they're different,
yeah.
like I said.
Yeah, and I've spoken to people in the past. Maybe they've been through a divorce or a bereavement, or they've something's changed in their life. They've been through a transition, and they start to feel that, well, my life is over now. I lost my partner. I've lost my job, or something's changed, and I now feel lonely, so I'm going to sit inside and just watch television or whatever. But you feel lonely, but you don't do anything about it. So if you're lonely, you need to find an avenue where you can meet new people. If you've lost your job, you need to get out and meet people, network so that you can get a new job. You have to put yourself outside of your comfort zone in order to get what you want out of life, rather than just thinking this is over now.
Right.
I'm stuck.
Yeah. I mean, I went through divorce and I have to say that um it's a two-way street because for one person's really depressed because they got dumped, right? And then the other person, I wouldn't say is happy, but they feel better because
Mm,
they're away from their spouse, their former spouse. So it goes both ways. And unfortunately I I went through a divorce from my son's father, and I was in the spot where I was the one I was the one who asked for the divorce, and it was afterwards I had to learn how to be, and that's the thing, you have to relearn things when,
mm,
after a trauma like that, because
mm.
it is traumatic for the person that it's asked for and the person that you're being
Yeah,
separated from,
yeah,
and, like I said, it's a trauma. whatever you go through, it's a trauma. So
Yeah.
whether it's a stroke or my divorce, it was they were both traumatic,
Yeah. So
but in different ways.
was the divorce before or after the stroke?
Before my stroke, I
Okay. Okay.
before my stroke, I'm sorry, I think I misunderstood the question. What was your question?
No, I just wondered, just out of interest, when the divorce was. Was it before you had the stroke or after the
Oh, it was before my stroke.
It was
Yeah,
before, yes, yeah. When
maybe
you were in your high-powered
10 years,
career. Sorry,
10
say that
years.
again?
My divorce was maybe 10 years before my stroke.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
see. I see.
yeah.
Okay.
I was well into my forever marriage by
Right.
that time. Yeah.
Right, yeah, yeah. Well, these things happen. I mean, I think, sometimes marriages just end and, yes, it is stressful, it is traumatic, no matter how it ends.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm gonna say something profound then, and it's gone straight out my head again. No, that's right. We talk about marriage and we talk about failed marriage, and I don't
Mhm.
think any marriage actually fails. I think that it just comes to an end for whatever reason.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and I wanted to say not about marriage, but about trauma that it doesn't matter. I shouldn't say it doesn't matter. Any trauma could be big or
Mm.
it could be small, but it's still
Yeah.
guess what? It's still a trauma.
Yeah.
And that that can I don't want to say damage, but it it can really affect a person, whether it's big or small.
Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. I mean, I'm on my second marriage now. So my when I met my second husband, he was going through a divorce. I'd already been through a divorce,
Mhm.
and both were traumatic for different reasons. Um, I came out of it and I was able to heal and grow. My husband came out of his and he was all right for a couple of years, but then he had a breakdown. He had a mental breakdown and had to retire from work. And he was only, like, I don't even think he was 50 then. And
Well,
he retired from work. He couldn't even leave the house for about 6 months. If somebody rang the doorbell, he would hide, he'd literally hide. He,
uh,
just, he didn't know what to do. If I was at work and he was on his own, he had no clue what to do. But he's okay now. He's not the same person he was, but he's okay now. But I mean, that was a trauma, but it had a delayed effect on him.
yeah. That's interesting that it had a delayed effect on him.
Mm. Well,
Um,
I spoke to the doctor, and he said that when you are going through a trauma, when you're actually in the middle of it, your body finds ways to cope. You cope with
mhm,
it as best as you possibly can. And sometimes that can be just completely switching off altogether,
mhm,
numbing yourself down, which is what I did. Um, but when you get to the point where you are supposed to be happy, then your body can release all of the stuff it's been holding on to. And so therefore you open the floodgates and you suddenly you've got going through all this mess and then you've got to come out the other side again. So when you look at it that way, it does make sense.
yeah, yeah, and then to your point too, I mean, you're talking about the messy middle. Yep,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
it's messy.
Yeah, and like I said in my comment, I love the analogy of the butterfly. So the
Right.
caterpillar turned into the butterfly, and the caterpillar has no idea. I don't think he does anyway.
Yeah,
That once he gets in that chrysalis, he's going to go to complete mush. His whole being is going to be destroyed. But then he comes out the other side a completely new person.
right.
Or no
Yeah,
person, not a new person, but a butterfly
yeah,
anyway.
a butterfly. And I don't think that we realize the same thing for us. Like we have to go through that messy middle.
Yeah.
Like we have to go through the difficulties and that the hardness and the yeah, we just have to go through that and then we come out on the other side and I don't want to say it's easier, but it is. It's easier and we're more beautiful because of what we've been through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it teaches us a lot. Whatever we go through, whatever trauma it is, it teaches us a lot about ourselves mainly
yeah.
and about what's important in life, which
Hmm.
brings us back to living with intention.
Right.
So, what about your life now? How would you say your life is now?
I would say, well, it's I live it with more intention, which brings us back to what we're talking about. But, I live it with more intention, like I said, because of my stroke, because I discovered what was important to me after that, right? And, I don't I wanna say that, before, I did not live it. I look at it now, and I did not live intentionally. I
No.
made decisions that were because of, who I thought I was supposed to be, not who I was, really.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, yeah, and I think that, that is the big lesson, isn't it? That
Yeah,
when we peel it all away, there isn't anything that's really that important. From a material point of view, if your health is everything, isn't it? If
right,
you've got
right,
your health, then you can do anything. You can start over. And like you said, you could have died that day, but you
right.
didn't. You're still here and you're
No,
still going.
right, right. But it's interesting, Sue, like, that event in my life, really weakened me physically,
Mm.
and mentally. But now I don't wanna say that I'm as strong as I used to be because 'cause I'm not, but mentally, I think I am stronger
I think
because I
yeah, I
went
think
through that.
strong in a different way. You can
Yeah,
tell
right.
by your writing that,
Thank you.
you're well, I can't really say you're a completely different person because I didn't know you then, but you are very, very profound in what you write. And I think, people notice that. And you are very, you are very conscientious about what you believe and what you write about. There's
Yeah,
a warmth that comes from you.
thank you, Sue, and you know what? People like that, and I want to give that. People don't like that coldness or that hardness or, telling them what to do, like, they like to
Mm.
be people like to be considered and know that they have a safe space, and they have a safe space in my world. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I like what you do by building your community, which is what I'm trying to do as well.
Yeah.
My aim is to build my community. You're building yours. And I think this is better than the people that say, well, you've got to do it my way. If you do this, you'll be successful. Just do what I do. And I think those days are gone. People aren't so interested in that anymore. They think, I want somebody that knows me, understands me, listens to me, and is
Mhm.
in my corner.
Right. And I think, I am the way I am because I grew up with a father, and God bless him, I really truly loved him,
Mm.
and I still do, but it was his way or the highway, and that's where I learned what I didn't want, right?
Yeah,
Because like I said, it was his way or the highway, and
yeah.
we chuckled about that because he knew it was he admitted that. Yeah, he admitted that.
I'm laughing because my father was the same. And I was on a live with Valerie yesterday. And when I was saying about my father, she went, "Oh, we had the same father." And I think you did as well. We all had the same father.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything they say is the right way. I could show my father something in an encyclopedia because we didn't have internet then.
Mhm.
So I would show him the Encyclopedia Britannica, and I would say, "Look, this is a fact," and he'd go, "Oh no, that's wrong."
Oh my god. We didn't I did not have, the luxury of the internet not back then, but my father was not he did not contest the encyclopedia like yours did.
Funny. That's funny. Um, okay, yeah. So we're probably about done, I think. I'm not sure I've got anything else to talk about.
Yeah, I
Is
don't really either.
Okay, well, I've been so happy talking to you today. It's
Yeah,
really lovely. And I've wanted so long to meet you because I love what you write about. And I think you came into my little world when I was writing in January about
yeah,
living with intention.
yeah,
And you made a comment on my article, so we can.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love what you're doing too with your space on Substack. It's really great for me as a subscriber to see what you're doing and how you're building your community and what you're standing up for. So yeah, kudos to you.
Thank you. And
You're
same
welcome.
same to you. Exactly the same back to you.
Thank you.
Oh, bless you. And so thank you to everybody that's here tonight.
Yeah,
Really, really happy to see everybody. And thank you to everybody that watches the replay as well.
yeah.
And yeah, and we'll have to do this again, Florence.
Yeah, that would be great, Sue. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Sue, for having me.
Cheers then. Okay, I'll say goodbye. Bye.
Okay, bye bye.